Hello and welcome to Learning Access 2013. My name is Mike Henry and this is the 7th video from Chapter 3. In this video we are going to do math. We are finally going to get to play with the calculated field. As we look at the calculated field or the calculated query, what we're going to do is take a look at it first from the data side. So here you can see our different fields, last name, first name, all the way through here to invoice amount. What we're going to be doing is creating a new column here. There's going to be a new column here, and as we know, columns are called fields. This new field is going to take whatever the invoice amount was, and we're going to add a $10 late fee to it. So we're going to add a $10 late fee to this. So right here it should say 40. The next one should say 42. So it's a new column or field we're creating. The reason I've stressed this twice is that a lot of times people will come down here under the criteria section and think this is the best place to do their math. We know that the criteria section is not where we do math, but this is where we put criteria that eliminates the amount of records we're looking at. So what we're going to do is we're going to baby step through this, and we're going to look at this a couple different times. I'm going to zoom this up so you guys can see it in a little bit bigger. Again, remember, you don't have to do this. So basically what we're doing is we're creating a formula, so you'll see me put the equal sign here, and we're saying take this field right here called invoice AMT. So I will put the sign for a field, so a square bracket is the sign for a field, and then I type in the field's name, invoice AMT, and I close my square bracket. So now I have take the field invoice AMT, and we said we were going to add a $10 fee to it, so I put plus $10 or just plus 10. So this is my mathematical equation. If I take a look at this now when I view this, you can see that 30 went to 40, 32, 42, 35, 45. It's working. Our math has worked. What I want you to notice is that the new name of our field is called EXPR1 or expression 1, and that's the new name of our field. So let's take a look at some things from behind the scenes here. Now notice our math equation did change a little bit. The equal sign was replaced with this EXPR1 colon. So what I want you to see is that EXPR1 is actually the name of the field. This should be a true field name. It shouldn't have spaces. It should be named properly. So we might call this one plus late fee. So now you'll see that the true name of our field is called plus late fee. That's still the math, invoice amount plus 10. And you'll notice up here on the top of my column I have plus late fee. But you notice that these ones all have spaces in them and they read much nicer, and we know that we can do that here too. So what we do is we go to the field and we look at the properties for that field. So I can either right click and go down to properties, or I can come up to the property sheet, but now I'm looking at the properties for this field. And right here for the caption, what I'm going to put in here is we'll just do the same thing, plus space late space fee. So now you're going to see that this has the column here. It says plus space late space fee. The true name of the field, if I were to use this in another math equation, would be plus late fee with no spaces in it. Okay, so we can see how we're beginning to do this. Right now you can see that this has dollar signs in it because this one had dollar signs in it too. But right here under format, this is where I can control what it'll look like. If I wanted this to not be dollar signs, maybe I wanted it to be euros for some reason, I could change it to euros, and you'll see that it puts the euro symbol in front of it. Notice it's not a number converter. All it does is rechange the sign. If I wanted more decimal places in it, I could change right here, and I could go out to 4 decimal places, so I get a lot more decimal places here. So we're looking at a calculated field. We can take one field and do math on it. I could have taken 2 fields and done math on by adding or subtracting, multiplying, dividing those 2 fields together to give me results. So it's a calculated field. So we learned how to do math. What we learned is that when we create a calculated field, what we're doing is creating a new column in our results, and we know that a column is called a field. We learned that where we put our math is very important. We need to put that in a field. We can't put it down in the criteria section. The criteria section reduces the number of records. Where we put it in a field, it creates a new column for us. We learned that we can name our field. It doesn't have to be EXPR1. It can be whatever we name it. We should follow the really good naming conventions for a field. And then we learned that we can also change the look of that. We can change the top so it has spaces in it, and we do that through the caption. And we learned that we can also change the look or the format, so I could make it $signs, no $signs, control the amount of decimal places I'm looking at. So we have a lot of control when it comes to a calculated field. And last, we learned that we could do math on just one field. We could take multiple fields doing multiple math, and we could also do a little bit of complex math if we needed to too.